So you want to sign clients for yourself and for your clients through lead generation. But the problem is that you don't know what the best cold email scripts are, which not only book calls on autopilot, but get people on the phone who want what you're selling. It doesn't matter how many domains you have, if your deliverability is good, and how much volume you're sending. If your scripts suck, you're not going to book any calls, your clients are going to leave you, and your agency is going to die. And we do not want that to happen. So in this video, I'm going to be giving you the best cold email scripts for lead generation agency that you can start using today, copy and paste, to get you the best results for yourself and for your clients. And these are the same exact scripts that I've used to generate thousands of qualified sales calls for myself and for my clients, which have led to millions of dollars in generated revenue. So it's safe to say that these will work, and they'll work for you too if you follow the fundamentals of what I'm teaching. Let's get into it. All right, guys, let's get right into it, okay? So here are the best cold email scripts. I'm just going to give you the how-to, the why. I'm going to break some down, and I'm going to give you some examples, and I'm going to write out some for you as well. So I'm going to try to just give you as much sauce as I possibly can in this video, okay? But first, we need to kind of lay down some fundamentals, lay down some foundations, and just get you to understand a little bit more about, why certain stuff works and why certain stuff doesn't. Because if you don't understand the fundamentals, nothing's going to work with you. Nothing's going to work for you. Now, guys, before I get into this stuff, I do want to say I'm going to do a whole brainstorming session where I basically write out some offers. I write out some emails that are working that you could steal. But I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. If you're only here for those are the people that aren't going to have success. Now, you might be wondering, why do you say that? Okay. It is because the people who take the time to understand the fundamentals and the foundations of why stuff works, why this is working, why this isn't working, you're going to be able to make your own variations of stuff, and you're going to be able to figure out how to test stuff, and you're going to be successful. But those people who want to just steal tactics and steal strategies, it's going to be harder for you guys to find success, okay? Because there's always going to be copy out there that's on social media and on my YouTube channel, but the thing is, everyone has access to that, right? And it's basically like first come, first serve. Like if you hop on it right away and you're like the first to implement it, you might have some success, but ultimately you're going to have to understand the fundamentals of this stuff, guys. Now, that being said, let's get right into it. So, number one, why does the script matter? Why the script matters, but it also doesn't matter, okay? Now, scripts matter, okay, but they also don't matter at the same time. Let me explain. So scripts matter because number one, they have to be short, they have to be clear, they have to be easy to reply to, but scripts don't matter because the thing is, it all comes down to your offer, your targeting, and how much outreach you're doing, okay? So the script is just like the distribution channel. It's just the car. Okay. It's just like what it is. Okay. The fact is you have to have a good offer, a good target market, and a large amount of volume. Those are the three main things that are going to make a big difference. Okay. Scripts are important, but they're not super, super important. The offer, who you're sending it to, and your volume is going to be the most important thing, guys. But also what is in the offer, like how you portray the offer to the people who you're trying to send it to, is going to be extremely important as well. And that's why I'm making this video, right? And that's why you're watching this video. Okay. So let's get into what goes into a good cold email script. Okay. There are a few things I'm going to go through them step by step. Okay. The first thing is going to be relevance. Okay. I'm telling you guys, this is probably one of the most important things. Because if your script, if your cold email, if your campaign is not relevant to the people you're sending it to, they're not going to respond. They're going to tell you to F off. You're not going to book any calls. You're not going to make any money. Okay. So relevance is super important. Okay. And that really comes down to two things, right? It comes down to your offer, and it comes down to who you're sending it to. Right? So for example, if you reached out to a dentist and you're saying, hey, I'll send cold emails for you, they're not going to respond because a dentist doesn't need cold emails. But if you were to respond to a B2B software company who has already been investing in sales development representatives and business development representatives, and they've tried all these outbound things and nothing is working for them, they're going to probably respond to you. Right? Because those are people who are in the market. It's relevant to them. Okay. So that's the number one most important thing. It's relevance. Is my offer relevant to that person who I'm sending it to? Okay. That's the first thing you need to think about. Okay. Now, number two, what goes into a good cold email script is going to be the number one aspect of it is going to be the subject line. That's the first part that the person actually sees of your email. Okay. Now, I'll be honest, there's not a super scientific explanation of subject lines. No, the ones that I have listed here, they work. I've been using these for years. Everyone, if you've probably watched other videos as well, they're using this stuff too. This stuff just works. All right. Don't try to reinvent the wheel here. Okay. Just keep it short, concise, And the only goal of it is to get them to open the email. You're not trying to sell them anything. You're not trying to do anything on the subject line. The only goal of that subject line is to get them to open the email. Okay. Don't overcomplicate this one. These ones work. Okay. But if you really want to go out there and test your own, go ahead and do it. Just know in the back of your mind, don't overcomplicate it. Short, concise. The only goal of the subject line is to get them to open the email. Okay. Now let's go into the next step of the email. Okay. So number one is going to be the subject line. Number two, the first thing they're going to see is the subject line and then the first line. Okay. And what the first line does is it basically explains why are you reaching out to them? Why should they open your email and why now? Okay. Now, a couple of different ways that you can kind of lay this out is, for example, this can be in your targeting as well. So for example, if you're reaching out to people who are hiring for a certain position, I would recommend this for cold email agencies, right? So for example, there are a lot of companies out there who are hiring for SDRs, for BDRs, right? Those people are pretty much telling you that they need someone to do lead generation for them. They need someone to do outbound for them, right? So those are basically warm leads that are basically waiting for you to reach out to them to pitch them your services, right? So you could say something like, hey, John, saw you were hiring for SDR position, so I thought I'd reach out to you, okay? That basically lets them know, hey, at least this person did a little bit of research, okay? They might click on that email. It's going to increase your open percentage, okay? And then if you have a good offer, it's going to increase your reply rate, okay? That's another one. Now, another one is something like, hey, I came across your LinkedIn and I saw that you're leading sales teams at company name, so I thought this was relevant, okay? Now, again, you see how this first line is completely dependent on the target market. It means that I've done research on the specific type of person I'm reaching out to, and then this first line is catered to that person specifically, okay? This is really important because what it does is it goes back to relevance, okay? If you're just sending, like a first line, like something that's like, hey, I love your website, that sucks, okay? It has to be relevant, right? That's why this is very, very important, guys. I'm even gonna bold this right now. Even your first line goes into relevance, okay? It has to be relevant to the target market that you're reaching out to, okay? And another thing is you don't always need a first line, okay? Don't overcomplicate this. If you don't have a specific segmentation of a market that you want to go after, like if someone who's hiring or a specific type of people who are leading sales teams, like VP of sales, you don't have a specific market segmentation that you're going after, you don't need to have a first line, okay? If you don't know what those terms are that I just talked about, it's okay. Don't worry about it. But the main thing I want you guys to know is the offer is the key. And that's what I'm going to get into next, okay? That's what I'm going to get. Actually, I'm going to get into that in a minute or two, okay? But the offer is the most important part of everything, okay? Now, another thing that's really important when it comes to your cold emails is going to be case studies. So a lot of you guys watching right now, you probably don't have case studies because you guys are more beginner side. But if you guys are watching your SDRs, you have your own agency, you have case studies already, this should help you a lot. So case studies are going to be really, really important when doing any cold outbound because it just gives you social proof, right? It just makes you look like you're the type of person who's going to get results because you've done it before. So let me give you an example. This is literally what I wrote when I signed my first client. This was my exact case study, right? Because I was working at this company called Enertech, right? And they were like, I just helped Enertech, a software company like yours, generate meetings with decision makers at JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and PayPal last month. And guess what? The company that I was reaching out to, they wanted to reach out and connect with decision makers at JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and PayPal last month. And that goes right back to the first thing, which was relevance, okay? This was relevant to my first client at that time. And that's why they paid me $2,000 and $350 per lead, per appointment. And they ended up paying me $35,000 my first year working with them because I sent them this message and I let them know that I can generate them meetings. I can get them a similar type of result to exactly what they want, okay? I can get them the same exact result that they want that I've already done for other people, okay? And I let them know that, right? And that's what got me to hop on a call with them and close them, okay? Another example is we just helped X agency, an agency like yours, add $15,000 in front-end sales by increasing the front-end CVR conversion rate by 1% in 30 days, okay? So let's say you're an agency that, does conversion rate optimization, right? This is a good case study example for that, right? You helped an agency or a company or whatever add what they want, money, by increasing their CVR. And that's what you do, right? Okay. So those are examples of case studies. Now let's get into probably one of the most important parts of this whole entire thing, which is going to be your offer. Okay. The offer is the most important thing. The offer is what are you doing? What are you providing them? What are you going to give them? What is the end result you're going to get them and how you're going to get them, right? That's the most important thing. That's the key. You could literally mess up every single part of the whole email, but if you have a good offer, you're still going to make money. You're literally still going to make money. Okay. So you want to have something that's tangible. Okay. For example, if you say, hey, I'll increase your conversion rate by 30%, that actually will strike a chord with someone compared to we'll build you a website. Okay. We'll send emails for you, right? If you're a cold email agency, it's like, hey, we'll do your outbound. Okay, great. And then that's not going to strike a chord. But it's like, hey, like we'll book you 20 qualified sales calls in 60 days. And if we don't, we'll refund you in full. We'll book you 5 to 10 qualified sales calls per month on a pay-per-call basis. And the first call is free. Boom. These are offers. If you're a cold email agency, you want to start one, go with these offers. These are crusher killer offers. Okay, guys. And then some other offer examples of like some people who like might have like conversion rate optimization agencies or they web design or something. Like if you have a web design agency, you're not selling web design. You're selling them money. If you have a lead generation agency, you're selling them qualified sales calls, which are going to lead to them making more money, right? So with the web design agency, you want to reframe your offer to make it seem like you're going to make them more money. You want to do that with everything, okay? Every single service that you're selling, lead gen, web design, SEO, marketing, Facebook ads, everything goes to making more money. Okay. You need to frame your offer in a way that it's going to make them feel like they're going to make more money if they say yes to you. Okay. That's the only thing people care about. So you need to think about that. Okay. And especially if you're a beginner, I highly recommend having like a guarantee or like a refund policy. It's just going to make closing your first client so much easier. Okay. So like we'll increase your back end conversion rate by 5% in 90 days, or you don't pay. Okay. These are very strong offers. Okay. If you're a cold email agency, I would highly recommend just going with these first two. Really good for beginners. All right. Cool. Now, CTAs. All right. Let's do some CTAs. I had some here. I just deleted them. Hold on. Command Z till they pop up again. Okay. Here we go. CTAs. Okay. CTA is a call to action. Okay. Okay, so basically what a call to action is, it literally is telling them what to do next, right? Like if they're interested, what are they going to do next? You're giving them the next steps. Like you're trying to invite them to engage with you so that you can give them the next steps, right? And what you want to do is you want to make these easy to reply to and very low commitment on their end. Okay. You want to make it very easy for them to say yes to you. Give them some low hanging fruit and just try to gauge their interest. Don't try to sell them on the call. I mean, on the email. Don't try to like pitch your services over email. You're just trying to get them to say yes, and to like say that they're interested in something. Okay. These are examples of some that are really, really good that continuously crush for me and all the guys who we help as well. Okay. Would you like to see a quick video explaining further? Is there any interest in discussing this further? Is this something you'd be open to learning more about? Who would be the best person to get in touch with to discuss this, right? Would you be opposed to a quick call? Is this worth exploring? Mind if I share a video? Mind if I send over more info? All right. I put together a resource for you. Mind if I share it with you? All right. These are things that are just going to make it so much easier for people to say yes to you. Okay. So that's literally a whole entire email, right? That is how you're going to write emails. Okay, guys? Now, what I want to do now is take you through, I actually created this info product. This was one of my first info products I ever created. It's called the Outbound Library. It's basically screenshots of me booking meetings for my agency and for my clients. It's conversations showing how I handled objections over email before hopping on a call. It's showing how I keep an authoritative frame over email and LinkedIn conversations, which increases my authority in the prospect's eyes before I even hop on a call. Okay. It's how to reduce back and forth and get the meeting set on your calendar quickly without triggering resistance from prospects. And then it's also, I have some summaries under some of the emails breaking down my thought process behind writing them in the framework. Okay. So basically what this is just a bunch of examples of email conversations that led to meetings that led to clients, right? For me and for my clients, right? So these are successful emails that have 100% worked. Okay. So when I go through this, guys, I want you to understand the principles and frameworks behind the messaging instead of just copy and pasting this stuff, right? So I promise you'll be way better off and you're going to make much more money if you just learn the concepts behind what I'm telling you guys. All right. So I'm going to scroll through some of these. And anytime there's like a breakdown or a summary, I'll go through that. So for example, this is a really successful email that I had, right? Hey, Michael, Saul Blank, that's company name, will be at Money 2020. I'll be there to speak about fintech growth and how business data and insights have changed the face of financial services. I was interested in your thoughts on increasing business customer engagement, open to connecting at the event. You can use this link to meet with us if it's easier than going back and forth, right? this was one of my clients who, they would go to events, and they were trying to reach out to fintech people. And like, we leveraged the fact that they were speaking at this event to build authority and to basically get meetings, right? So for example, this is one of my go-tos when it comes to events. And also, guys, if you aren't leveraging events to get meetings, you 100% should be. You could literally be a whole offer. It's like, hey, we help companies who go to events book more meetings at events, right? It crushes, right? So super concise email, a bit of personalization at the beginning that can be personalized at scale. Now, what I mean by that is like, I can just copy and paste this exact first line with everyone who went to this event, right? I don't have to go nitty gritty into every single person, right? This was for a client who was speaking at the event. So I leveraged the fact to create authority in the email. Okay. This makes me stand out from the crowd. Okay. Cool. Now, this is one of the emails that I wrote. Okay. Hey, Michael, being an alum of an excellent institution like your College of Pennsylvania sets you apart from the crowd. Keep crushing it. Saw you were at Money 2020 last year, so I wanted to reach out. Quick question. Are you looking to get more meetings with financial firms when you go to these events, conferences? Okay. Now, I booked a meeting with this guy. I didn't close him, but I booked a meeting with him, right? See, he said, Faison, good to connect. Love to hear your pitch. Grab a window on my calendar. So, funny story. One of the best ways that I would get results and I would book meetings and I was just crushing it. We still do this, and I help my clients do this too, is I would help my client do outreach at an event that they would go to. Like, for example, Money 2020, right? I would basically help them book meetings at Money 2020. And then I would go into Money 2020 and I would find companies who I could work with. And then I would reach out to those companies who were at the event and say, hey, I just helped this other company book meetings at the event. I can help you too. So every time I would help a client book meetings at an event, I would automatically have a whole other list of people to reach out to too. Right? So it was like a never ending cycle. Like I never ran out of leads. I never ran out of calls because I was always, my pipeline was always full because I had a specific sub niche, which was events that I could just crush it in. Okay. Cool. So again, I used an AI first line writer to write this first line. I don't really recommend using those anymore because they really don't work anymore because people just kind of just overuse them. But this is an example of when it worked, right? So the prospect asked me about your college, so clearly had an impact, right? So yeah, this guy, I told him, I called him out about your college, and he actually told me on the call, he was like, yeah, dude, what do you know about your college? I'm like, nothing. I used AI to write that. And he goes, oh shit, that's crazy, right? So clearly it did work on him, right? But the thing is, as I told you, I personalized this email campaign at scale because I had access to an event list. And the only reason I had access to the event list is because I did that for my client, okay? So if you guys are thinking about starting an agency, go ahead and try looking for events because those will crush it. Okay. And I didn't even pitch in the first email. I just asked the question, right? Are you looking to get more meetings with financial firms when you go to these events and conferences? Right? I didn't even say this is what we do. I just said, hey, are you looking for more meetings when you do this? I saw you go to more events. Do you want more meetings when you go to the events? Are you trying to get more? See how it's so much more casual, so much easier? I gave him space to let me know if he was interested. And then we did. He hopped on a call. Right? Now, guys, this is a really long doc. I could be on here for 30, 40 minutes. What I'll do is I'll link it below. Let me know if you guys want it. I'll link this below, but we'll go through this as well. I'll go through one more, actually. I'll go through one more because this was a good one, actually. Yeah, this one. Where is it? Yeah, cool. So this was actually for my client, and they were trying to reach out to BBVA, which is a huge conglomerate company. They're a multi-billion-dollar company. They're a bank, right? So this one was good. It's hey, blank, I came across your LinkedIn and was impressed by your background. Recently helped our commercial banking partners generate a 6x rate increase in engagement with SMBs last year, working as their smart data provider. Case study, bang. Would you like to see a quick video explaining how BBVA can reach out to prospects who are shopping for your solutions in 2022? Bang, offer. This is what we're going to help you do, right? Relevant to what you want. Then you can decide whether or not it makes sense for us to discuss. Bang, another one. Makes it easy for them to say yes. Makes it easy for them to say no. Makes us not come across needy, right? Boom. Hi, this is a guy at BBVA. Look, literally BBVA. Hi, I'd be happy to take a look at the video if you can share it with me. Bang. And I said, hey, I went ahead and recorded a quick video explaining some opportunities for you to significantly increase your engagement with SMBs. We're delivering, and then here's where I put the offer. I didn't even put the offer in the first one. I put the offer here. We're delivering fresh SME profiles based on event-based triggers and industry-specific tags, allowing them to be the first, yada, 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 bang. That's their offer, right? You wouldn't be able to connect me with the person who manages BBVA sales data intelligence so I could share it with them. Would you? Boom. Again, like I'm just saying, like, would you be able to do that for me? That is great. This is the most efficient, less invasive pitch I've seen in a long time. And then another employee said, absolutely, much easier to follow. Okay with the meeting. Boom, got my client a meeting. Said it was one of the best like outreaches they've ever gotten. Client, I think they closed this guy for like multi-seven figures or something. It was insane. But this is what it is. This is a Loom video strategy, right? So for the strategy, the key is, guys, you don't have to even record a bunch of videos. You don't even record the video until the prospect responds and they say, yeah, I'll take a look, like they did above. Like, right, I'll just say, hey, I would you like to see a quick video? They're like, yeah, sure. And then I record the video, right? So then on the video, you give them an overview of how you can help them specifically, and you go for the call, right? This was the head of data at BBVA. Like, this is a financial conglomerate, and they loved it. So definitely try this one out, guys. And guys, I have 50 pages of this stuff. So if you guys want more of this, just let me know. I'll link it in the description below, okay? Comment, and I'll link in the description below, guys. But so those are the best cold email scripts that you should be sending for yourself and for your clients to get the best results you could possibly get for your lead generation agency. I guarantee that if you use the scripts and you use the fundamentals that I've taught you in your next campaigns, you will definitely see an increase in ROI, an increase in the qualified calls, and an increase in money that's just coming into your bank account. But of course, there's a lot more that goes into starting and scaling a lead generation agency than just the scripts you're using. You have to make sure you're not landing in spam. You have to dial in your offer, dial in your VSL, dial in your scripts, make sure that your clients are happy, client communication, reporting, invoicing, operations, automations, and so much more. So if you want to learn everything you need to start and scale a lead generation agency to $10,000 a month, I've created a full free course on YouTube. You can click the link in the description below. It's going to be the first link. It's going to take you to that video. You could watch it, check it out, and you're going to know exactly how to start a lead gen agency. Hit that link if you want to learn more, and I'll see you in there.